What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about why hospitals reveal a cautionary tale. All that coming up right now. What's up, Fortress Dwellers? It's Manny Brandon with Manny's Fitness Fortress, the Citadel of Power. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me once again. At the top of the video, I want to ask you, please like the video on Facebook or YouTube. Follow me, subscribe, share the video with other people that you think it might be helpful to. And also post down in the comments your thoughts, or if you had similar occurrences or similar situations or had that experience. It really helps. But on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe, follow, share, like the content. I appreciate you guys. I don't know, every time I start recording a video, my nose starts to itch or something every freaking time. But this video is about why visiting hospitals is a cautionary tale. I had to take a loved one to the hospital a few days ago, and it was pretty serious, but everything came out all right. But I had to end up going to Virtua Voorhees, and it was insane the amount of people that were in there. I'm looking around, all these hundreds of people in the waiting room, waiting for 4 or more hours to seek out medical attention for these medical individuals to help them. These individuals that have degrees, that have gone to school for 12 or more years to help them, but help them by means of medication and treatments, not cures. I'm gonna go down a list of things that I've talked about over the years, but I don't think it really hit home with a lot of people. And this is why visiting hospitals, why hospitals is a cautionary tale. We gotta take our health into our own hands. The first thing I noticed, I'm very grateful. Any of you who have maintained good health and are well in health, we all are to be grateful to God, and I hope everyone that's in any type of ailment or ill in any manner a speedy recovery. But I noticed in there was a lady, a heavy-set Caucasian woman in a wheelchair with one leg, and she was giving the doctor her stats. She said, I'm 270 pounds, most likely diabetic, and had some other issues as well. She had one leg missing. And when you see things like this, you always want to say, Godspeed and wish them the best quality of life for what they have. But 90% of ailments that are like this or, come about from this is from lifestyle and choices. And it's a buildup of years. It doesn't happen right away. But you're listening to doctors tell them, this rhetoric, instead of just telling people. I didn't hear one doctor, care practitioner say, listen, you need to eat better, you need to drink beetroot juice, you need to eat grapefruits to lower your blood pressure, okay? You need to change the type of carbs you're eating, you need to be more mobile, start exercising. Everything was medicated and surgery related. All of their rhetoric, all of the responses from these healthcare practitioners. So I'm gonna go down this. The heavy set white woman was not given any true indicators of what she needs to do to improve her health, as far as losing weight, bringing down her numbers, as far as high blood pressure or diabetes. Then there was a 30-year-old woman was in a wheelchair. She was getting agitated because she was there for about 3 hours already and had to look forward to staying another 3 hours. She was yelling. Her mother was there with her, trying to calm her down. And this girl was young. She was 30 years old, and she said something seriously wrong with her. I think she had a lot of respiratory issues. She was hooked up to a breather while she was sitting down, oxygen, and it just lets you know that when you see all these things, you pray for these people also. But if it's not genetic related, all these things are preventable. But it's because of our lifestyle, and there's a lot of hypocrisy in our country as far as this whole self-care healthcare system, which is really a sick care system. I looked around in the hospital and I saw all these massive vending machines with not one healthy snack inside, not one healthy food enclosed. There was high fructose corn syrup in every candy bar, soda, drink. You got your Sprite, your Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all these it just made me want to throw up. I just thought about it. I went there to get some water for my loved one, and all they had was purified water. And as though, if you guys don't know, purified water has no substance, no nutritional value. It's tap water that they run through reverse osmosis. And the problem with that is they do take out some of the chloride, some of the lead, some of the impurities, but it strips out all the magnesium, potassium, silica, and all the natural minerals. So the water's not essentially hydrating anymore. It does not feed your body. Real water nourishes your body. Structured water from pineapples, coconut, and watermelon. They have those plus all these added added minerals produced, given to us by God, all these electrolytes and stuff. So regular purified water, which is in everything they sell everywhere, it's only good to cook with. So it's garbage. It's only good to cook with. And so is low tier spring water. So that's all they have in these vending machines. Snacks, toxic foods, or toxic, I want to call them lab experiments. You can't even call it food nowadays. And purified water that has no nutritional value. Okay? Now, I'm also seeing hundreds, dozens of patients and nurses smoking. The nurses are going out smoking on their break. This is a facility that's supposed to be indicative of the proper instruction given to patients on how to live a healthy life. What you put in your body, what you put on it, and your lifestyle you're living. And a lot of people take your youth and their aesthetics for granted. You may look good on the outside. You may have a cute shape, a model type physique, and you're a nurse, and you smoke, and some of them indulge in excessive sex and partying. You take your youth for granted. That's all going to go away, but there's a way to permanently, to slow down the aging process severely, and that's with a great lifestyle, healthy nutrition, healthy diet, and healthy lifestyle. But they take their lifestyle for granted. It's like no one thinks all these foods and all these toxins are going to build up and have an adverse effect until they do. So the nurses are smoking, the patients are hooked up to oxygen and walking, staggering, limping and stuff. And while they're waiting in there for 4 to 5 hours, they're going outside to get some fresh air and smoking. It's such a hypocrisy. They're doing everything to sabotage their health and everything to make it worse instead of correcting it or to make it better. I just don't understand. From the vending machines to the purified water, you can't find one bottle of spring water in a hospital. You'd be hard pressed. If anybody ever does, let me know. Rarely, there might be a slight chance you might find one of those little miniature bottles of Poland Spring or Deer Park, but I have not seen one. It's all purified water that has no nutritional value. Okay? And the stuff in the vending machine is severely overpriced. The same, it was a Fig Bar product in there that was $2.25 at the health food store. At the vending machines down here and other venues, it was like 85 cents. But that's getting a little off topic. It's so unhealthy inside of a hospital, it's not even funny. I was there for hours, waiting on my loved one, and they had a kitchen. The kitchen had just closed, so they had a built-in Starbucks inside the hospital. So I went there. Everything in there, it looks pretty on the outside, the aesthetics, but it's unhealthy. The only thing I could end up getting was a yogurt parfait, another Greek yogurt, and what else did I get? They had some fruit there, and that was about it. And some purified water, because I had to wait there for hours. There was no spring water. But the meat and potatoes of this story, of this video, is the toxic environment of a hospital that is not predicated on making people healthy. You got unhealthy food in there. The hospital food is so unhealthy. A patient just comes out of a biopsy or a surgery. The next day they wake up and they say, "Oh, now you can eat." They bring them nothing but inflammatory, carbohydrates, candy, jello, toxic, fruit juices that are not fresh squeezed. They have nothing but high fructose corn and sugar in them. They don't bring them, they feed them poisons while they're in a facility that's supposed to make them healthy. When doctors go through training, it's 90% medical and surgery. Surgery and, medical and medicine terminology and knowledge and information. They do very little on nutrition. That's why doctors know so very little on nutrition. And there's certain laws that prevent them from even talking about certain. They're incentivized to get people in there, parents in there to get their kids all kinds of shots that the human body does not need, and have been proven to be detrimental to certain systems in the body. It's crazy. I've learned a lot of facts and truths about the real reason for detaching the umbilical cord, upon childbirth and stuff, which is actually not healthy for you. Can actually save and request it and keep it because there's a lot of enzymes in there, a lot of healthy bacteria, everything. Just like when you get certain, injections, certain, I don't want to say the V word, but the mother or child, it downgrades their immunity. That's why the best thing a mother can do and her child to do is get none of those certain types of shots, so that her breast milk will stay active and powerful with the powerful enzymes, healthy bacteria, and immunity boosting elements for her child. It's such a hypocritical institution, the way it's run in America. Now you go to Europe, Canada, other parts of the world, totally different. But I just wanted to say, guys, I was in there and I took a look around, and three things went through my mind. I said, God, I pray for all these people that they will run into the right person that will expound upon them the real knowledge about getting healthy the right way. Pray that they have a speedy recovery. The second thing was, this is a real test, a real experience, a real wake-up call. This is a deterrent. This should be a deterrent for people to not live an unhealthy lifestyle. And the third thing was, I'm gonna do everything in my power not to have to come in here. Okay, but this is a cautionary tale. Every time you walk in a hospital for whatever it is, a broken bone from doing crazy stunts or whatever it is, or accidents, maybe creating a safer environment around your house, not hanging out with people that create unsafe environments, whether partying or whatever. But it's a wake-up call. The hospital should be a cautionary tale for you guys to improve your health for whatever reason you have to end up going there. Respiratory, bone health, mental health, or trauma, physical trauma, high blood pressure, diabetes, all types of immunity, and whatever. It should be a cautionary tale. And a lot of people that know, I keep saying it over and over again, I used to have a stomach ulcer. I researched how to naturally heal it. And if you put stuff like this down on certain platforms, they try to take your information down because they don't want people to know the truth. They don't want anything to be marketed if they can't patent it or control it in some way. But I healed my stomach ulcer with cabbage juice and celery juice. I read a certain thing over and over, 12 to 15 different sources. They all said the same thing. They said, drink cabbage juice 3 glasses a day for 2.5 weeks. And that's what I did. My ulcer healed, my weight picked back up, my stomach and back pain left, my appetite came back. The fullness in my face came back. And you can ask certain collaborators that work with me, that train with me, that shoot content with me, that can, they can attest to this. They say, man, your face looks fuller, it was skinnier. So I did that through natural healing with foods that God gave us, not through no acid burners or no acid blockers that the doctors want you to take. We need medical professionals, yes, for certain reasons. Trauma, certain accidents that are life-threatening, stuff like that, massive blood loss surgeries. We do need doctors, but the medication is a last resort when people have exhausted all measures and they have not done the right thing for years leading up to those traumatic events. That's what I'm saying. I love you guys. Dive into your nutrition and health wellness. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Booyah!